In this video, we are going to be discussing one of the most controversial figures of all time, Arthur Schopenhauer. And in particular, we will be looking at some of his darker truths about women. Now, it is important to state that Schopenhauer was a product of his time, and his views on women are a reflection of the societal norms and attitudes towards women during the 19th century. His work has been criticized for being misogynistic and anti-feminist, but it is also important to recognize the historical context in which he was writing. Nevertheless, his ideas are still widely debated and discussed today and have had a lasting impact on our culture and society. So, with all that being said, let's dive into the dark world of Schopenhauer and explore his controversial views on women. Number 1. The vixen's wiles. According to Schopenhauer, there are two types of women, the virginal Madonna and the worldly sophisticated femme fatale. The Madonna type is characterized by her purity, innocence, and submissiveness, while the femme fatale is known for her sensuality, cunning, and manipulative nature. Interestingly, Schopenhauer believed that it is precisely this combination of opposing traits in women that makes them so attractive to men. He argued that men are naturally drawn to women because they represent an escape from the mundane and rational world into a realm of passion and irrationality. In medieval art, they often depicted Mary as a seductress. That is because she represents something dangerous, something that can lead men astray from their path. Women can be seen as sirens who lure unsuspecting men into their web with their beauty and charm, only to ultimately destroy them. This idea of the femme fatale is a common trope in literature and film, from Shakespeare's Lady Macbeth to modern-day shows like Breaking Bad. However, it is important to note that Schopenhauer's view of women is much more nuanced than this. He recognized that not all women are femme fatales, and that many are in fact Madonnas. But he believed that the femme fatale archetype is an essential part of the female psyche, and that every woman possesses a certain amount of that dangerous, untamed energy. Number 2. Their ultimate goal. Schopenhauer believed that the ultimate goal of any woman is to find a man who is of higher status than she is. He argued that women are naturally attracted to men who are more successful, more powerful, or more wealthy than they are, because they want to elevate their own social standing. For example, a poor farmer's daughter may be attracted to a wealthy landowner, while a servant girl may be drawn to a member of the nobility. This is because women are primarily concerned with securing their own future and the future of their children, and they believe that by marrying up, they can do just that. Men, on the other hand, are attracted to women who are of lower status because they want to assert their dominance and power. This is why men are often willing to overlook a woman's flaws if she comes from a lower social class. They see her as a trophy to be won, a prize to be displayed, rather than an equal partner to be respected. It's like when those guys in pickup artist communities talk about how they like to date girls who are below their level, like gold diggers. It's because they get a sense of power and superiority from having a woman who is less than them. You know, like they think they are doing her a favor by choosing to be with them. But really, that kind of attitude is just another form of toxic masculinity that needs to be called out. Number 3. The origin of feminine beauty. Beauty is an essential part of the female allure, according to Schopenhauer, and it is something that men are naturally drawn to. But what many men do not realize is that the beauty they so admire is actually a weapon that women use to manipulate them. Schopenhauer believed that women use their beauty as a tool to gain power over men, and they do this by playing on our biological instincts and desires. Women use their beauty to attract men, and then they use their feminine wiles to control them. This is why women are often seen as the more dominant sex in sexual relationships, even though men are typically stronger physically. Women use their beauty and feminine wiles to get what they want from men, and they often use it to their advantage. Schopenhauer believed that men should be aware of this, and that they should not be so quick to fall under the spell of female beauty. Men need to be able to resist the temptation of female beauty and manipulation if they are to avoid being used and abused by women. Otherwise, they risk becoming nothing more than pawns in a game that they do not understand. Number 4. The truth about female friendship. Female friendships are largely superficial and self-serving, according to Schopenhauer, who thought that women are fundamentally competitive and jealous creatures. A woman can never be quite sure of her position in the social hierarchy. As a result, she is always on the lookout for potential rivals, and she will do whatever it takes to protect her own interests. This is why, according to Schopenhauer, women's groups are such a minefield of backstabbing and gossip. There is no such thing as a female friend who is truly honest and loyal. Every woman is always calculating what is in it for her, and she is always looking for ways to get ahead. This is why, according to Schopenhauer, women's friendships are so fragile, and why they often break down under the slightest bit of pressure. A woman can never truly trust another woman, and she is always on the lookout for the next threat to her social standing. This is why female friendships are often nothing more than a means to an end, and why women are never truly honest with each other. Number 5. Love is a deception. Schopenhauer argued that women deceive men into marriage through their coy and flirtatious behavior. Women pretend to be innocent and helpless, but in reality, they are calculating and manipulative. They pretend to be too pure and good for sex, but in reality, they are just as carnal as men. This is what Schopenhauer meant when he said that women deceive men into marriage. They make men believe that they are in love when in reality, they are simply being shrewd and practical. Men are tricked into thinking that they are marrying a virgin, when in reality, she may have had many lovers before him. Women use their feminine wiles to make men believe whatever they want them to believe. Men who are too stupid or arrogant to see through this deception end up getting used and abused by women. According to Schopenhauer, women are experts at playing on men as emotions and desires, and they use this ability to get what they want. Men need to be aware of this and not let their emotions cloud their judgment. If they do, they risk being manipulated and exploited by women. Number 6. The truth about female nature. According to Schopenhauer, women are essentially nothing more than highly developed apes. He believed that they were driven by base instincts and desires, and that they were fundamentally uncivilized. This is why he believed that women should be kept in the domestic sphere, and that they should not be allowed to participate in public life. Schopenhauer believed that women are naturally more animalistic than men, and that they are more driven by their base instincts. This is why he believed that women are more emotional and less rational than men. Women are more easily swayed by their passions, and they are less able to control their own behavior. This is why Schopenhauer believed that women should not be allowed to vote or to hold political office. They are simply not capable of making rational decisions in the best interest of the state. Schopenhauer's views on women were clearly influenced by the societal norms and attitudes towards women during his lifetime. In the 19th century, women were seen as inferior to men, and they were denied basic rights and opportunities. Schopenhauer's views on women were a reflection of this societal sexism and misogyny. However, it is important to note that not all men shared these views. There were many men who advocated for women's rights and equality during this time period. These men saw women as equal partners in society, and they fought for the right to vote, to own property, and to receive an education. Unfortunately, Schopenhauer's views on women were more widely accepted, and they continue to influence our culture and society today. Even though women have made great strides towards equality, they are still facing discrimination and violence in many parts of the world. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have come to the end of our journey into the dark world of Schopenhauer and his controversial views on women. I hope that you have learned something new and that you have been challenged to think differently about women. As always, Please feel free to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you never miss an exciting video. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and stay informed. And remember, in the words of the great philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer, women are only to be approached with caution.